Hello everybody, and welcome to an analysis video of both Backrooms movie trailers and some of the teasers. I'm really going to be focusing mostly on the second one, but I'm going to be talking about both of those in this video and connecting the two trailers together and hopefully giving us a really good insight as to what this movie is going to look like. If you don't know, my name is Drew. I am a huge fan of the Backrooms series. I've been a fan of it since it began in 2022. I have been posting tons of music mashups of Kane's work for a little while now. I actually fully recorded and edited and ready to go have a full timeline video that I am not going to release until after this movie is over, because I want to include the events of the film in the timeline. So that will be coming out after the movie's conclusion, after I've seen it, obviously, and all that. But I just couldn't wait to make a video about this stuff, especially concerning the trailer, since we just got a new one dropped this morning. So I'm going to talk a little bit about trailer 1, just to give us some context as to how it connects to trailer 2, but trailer 2 is going to be the main section of this video. So without further ado, let's talk about trailer 1. So, first trailer follows Clark, a furniture store owner, who comes across a stable null zone in the basement of his store. If you don't know what a null zone is, that's Kane's vernacular for a no-clip point where people enter and exit the back rooms. When he goes in there, he sees it's filled with furniture. We get to see the caveman cut out from Found Footage 3. Now, it's theorized, Wendy Goon actually put this very well in his Backrooms analysis video. It's theorized that Async actually put this there, and I think that it is correct. So after discovering this, Clark talks to his therapist, Dr. Klein, about his discovery, and he starts to map out the complex, where he gets his friends/employees. I'm not really sure what these people are, whether or not they're his friends or they work at the store. Bobby and Kat, he gets them to help record and do more research into the complex of what he's finding there. As this trailer continues, we consistently see copied imagery from Clark's store. We see the pirate ship wheel of his mascot stuck in the wall, and it continues to kind of play with this idea that the complex copies geometry from the real world. So it seems that is continuously doing to occur in the area of the complex which Clark finds. We also see a large tropical mural that's stretched across the wall. This is also in his store later in the trailer. In that room, we see actually evidence of async. So first off, we see it after Clark discovers the cardboard cutout. You can see him walk into a room with a security camera on the wall, and that camera feed is shown to us, which reveals the date of the movie in June 29th, 1990, a month after Static Dead End takes place. And that camera can really only be placed there by Async, and it looks like it feeds back to the threshold room actually at the Async Research Institute. In the tropical mural room, we see 3 Async hazmats arguing or fighting with one another over a fire extinguisher. When Clark stops showing up for his meetings with Dr. Klein, she goes into the complex to find him. We see during trailer 1 her covered in blood, her running through the complex, and eventually I think she actually ends up finding Async. The evidence for this is, if you see at the end of trailer 1, she's running through a very narrow corridor. If you look on the floor, you can see this white cord or hose or something. It's actually on the floor in the scene we see of the 3 Async hazmats fighting with each other. And that's really where trailer 1 ends. Let's talk about trailer 2 now. Trailer 2 is a doozy. We see a lot of stuff. First off, we once again see Mary entering the complex, looking at wind chimes, which, if you're familiar with the series, is an important thing in relation to Ivan Beck. In the video I Remember, which is most likely Beck speaking a poem about his life, you can hear and see wind chimes in the beginning of the video. Something else auditory that we get is, as soon as Mary steps into the complex, we can hear the song Still Life. I'll give it a second for it to play.
Keep up. It only gets better.
Yeah, that's awesome. that song playing in this actually will relate to something I'm going to talk about in a little bit. But I think that's a great evidence of what kind of entities we can expect to see during the film. So in the rest of the trailer, we see Clark annoying the shit out of Kat and Bobby, trying to get the camera from them. We also see Clark finding a bag with an async badge for someone named Nathan Ware. We later see in like flashing images towards the end of this trailer, either an empty as like async hazmat or a body of somebody in an async hazmat. It's kind of unclear. I initially thought it was a body, but upon further inspection, I think this is more of a like empty hazmat suit. But this, I think, connects directly to one of the 30-second teasers we got a couple weeks ago. So in that bag that Clark is looking at, you can see that there's floppy disks and there are tapes. One of the floppy disks actually looks like it has Beck written on it, which is another nod to Ivan Beck. In one of the 30-second teaser trailers that was on TikTok, you can hear somebody say, "I've never been out this far, there's something else in here."
I've never been out this far, there's something else in here.
That voice is not Clark's and it's not Bobby's, so that's two of the male characters who we know have entered the complex at this point. What I think Clark discovers here is the recordings of an async scientist who either went rogue from async and like went off into explore the complex on his own, or we have another Peter Tench situation in which an async researcher is separated from his team deep into the complex and is totally lost, and Clark actually discovers his recordings. So we also see a place what looks like it's kind of set up for research. We see like boxes and like kind of like, I don't really know exactly what these things are called, but like briefcase like on wheels thing. We see tables, we see like cords and wires running through, tripods set up. It looks like this is like a base of operations for somebody. We also see a seagull on the floor that looks like it's dead and then comes back to life, and then the trailer immediately cuts to the real world where there are seagulls flying. This is, once again, I mean, it makes sense, like, that a seagull would just accidentally land on a null zone and fall into the complex. Also, seagulls have to do with the ocean, and there has been constant metaphors for the ocean in Kane's series already, so this is just kind of adds on to that. We then see a tile room that looks very similar to like a tile, like pool room-esque area that Clark was in at the end of trailer 1. I think that that's interesting. I think that those areas are connected to one another. We also see couches clipped into the floor. I really like what Kane's doing in this movie. It's something he did a lot in Found Footage 3, which he did say was like a teaser for this movie. And then we see something that I think is very shocking, which is Mary and Clark in the complex together. I previously had assumed while watching trailer 1 that he was going to go missing, and we would again kind of like switch perspectives over to Dr. Klein, and we wouldn't know what happens to Clark until Async shows up, and that he would either be like, he would be detained by Async, because that's what they love to do when they discover people in the complex, a la Peter Tench. I didn't think that they would actually be pairing up, because everything you see of Dr. Klein throughout the rest of the trailers, she is alone, or maybe it's meant to look like she's alone. Clark might actually be with her for more periods than we thought. We hear her say to Clark, "What is this? Where are we?" Then we see Kat and Bobby running together away from something, and I definitely think that this is where we see Bobby die. In one of the very quick flashing images at the end of the trailer, at the end of trailer 2, you can see Bobby laying on the, or somebody laying on the floor, and a hand kind of like recoiling next to a pile of blood while Kat's running away. I think it's very obvious that that's Bobby's hand, and obviously Kat's fleeing from him being killed next to his blood on the floor. The room in which this is occurring is the room in trailer 1 where Bobby goes down and screams, "Oh my god, pull me up." And we also see in another 30-second trailer something in the darkness that turns and goes after him. So what this thing is, it's either the life form that we see in various of Kane's videos, or it's still life. The more we get to this movie coming out, the more I think it actually is still life. Somebody on Twitter pointed out, and I will put the tweet on screen, looks a lot like Clark's mannequin for like the pirate mannequin. Its head is kind of shaped in that way, and if this is still life, and if you don't know what still life is basically the complex's recreation of a human being. It's seen in Found Footage 3. I think that's what we've come across here again, potentially, and I think Still Life, the song playing at the beginning of this trailer, really does kind of emphasize the fact that, yeah, this is probably still life. We then see the sun in splendor. Again, Kane is consistently shoving this down everyone's throat. He wore a pin to the damn premiere with the sun in splendor on it. These are the same sun paintings seen in Found Footage 3. Again, so many connections to Found Footage 3 in this trailer. The sun also has to do with Kane's series quite a bit. The sun is actually like basically responsible for Ivan even finding the complex in the first place. But if you want more context on that, I suggest you go watch Wendy Goon's video or any of the videos on the channel Red, which I'll link her channel as well. Both of them have done incredible work with theorizing for this series and have inspired me a ton to make my own timeline video, as again I mentioned, which will be coming out later. Then we also see the bathrooms. This is more of that tile room with bathtub and an address on the wall and a door. I think this once again ties back into the tile area that we saw before. But that kind of wraps everything up. Again, I think, just to recap, I think that now with this added trailer 2, I think that it's very evident that Clark is going to discover the happenings of another async researcher who definitely dies or is lost in the complex. I think the evidence of finding a mangled hazmat suit, this entire bag with tons of stuff in it, including an ID. This person would definitely have this if they were still alive, and I think that it absolutely is someone who documented themselves in the complex, as we can hear on that 30-second trailer before, of someone running away from something. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm really excited to continue to talk about this. I'm really excited to actually get my timeline video out after the movie comes out. I have so many things to say about this series, and I love it so much. So that'll be it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.